Yes. Welcome to the MikiDz Podcast,
Yes,
episode
20.
20.
20.
20.
I messed up in Spanish a long time ago.
Did you get it?
I had like 7 years in Spanish. I can't tell you one thing.
I'm right there with you. I did the
Yeah, we
exact
all
same
are.
thing.
I'm talking about middle school,
And
high
now I'm
school.
like mad at myself.
He
Like, why
born
didn't
and
I
raised out
just,
here. He
just
don't know
soak it up and
Spanish.
hold it? Like, why'd you just let it go?
Right?
Because you can use it. And you live in LA
The funny thing
now,
is, I can read it better than I can understand it. Like,
Right.
If I see
And I can
something,
spell it better, too.
Yeah, I can read it and like, okay. But other than that, I'm lost. I go to Mexico City, I am lost.
The only Spanish danger
That's
knows
because
is
they
women.
mad fast with it. They be talking mad fast with
Man,
it. You just like, yo, you gotta slow it down a little bit.
You literally wish you paid attention.
Exactly.
I'm like,
MikiWAR.
That's hilarious. Well, in case you guys haven't noticed, we're going back-to-back episodes with special guests.
Yes, sir.
And tonight,
Nice.
we're doing late nights now.
Mm-hmm.
We got a special guest in the house. Two special guests in the house. My
yours
man,
truly, Tay James.
Tay James.
The
My
one,
man.
the one and only DJ Alizay.
Hey.
DC in the house.
DC.
Look
Come
at
on now.
that. How y'all fellas doing?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, we good, man. We Monday night.
All right.
Man, top of the week, so, we here.
Yeah.
Long week right here, so.
That's how we get it started.
Yeah.
Halloween week.
All right.
Yeah. Well, people don't know. This episode's going to come out like the Monday of November 15th or 16th.
18.
18th. So, yeah. And we're recording this on the 29th of October.
Well, and
So-
let's keep it funky. Like, we all got crazy scheures here.
Yeah.
And respectfully.
Yeah, that's nice.
We're ahead of
you
the
know,
curve.
and
man.
we're
This is what it is.
super appreciative of you guys making some time.
Yeah.
You guys got any predictions? You gonna talk about that?
Right?
Well, shit. Well, what's the Lakers schedule? What's the Clippers looking like? Your Ravens?
Who won the World Series?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the World
Yeah,
Series?
shit. Oh, wait, DC. Are you a
DC
big
in the
Nationals
building?
fan?
I'm not a big National fan, but I mean.
You
DC
support-
You gonna rock.
You're there.
You gotta
For
rock
sure.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, word.
All right.
Well, shoot. We'll try and prophesy some things.
Yeah.
around here.
Hopefully they win by the time this airs.
Yeah.
So hopefully they win by the
Hopefully.
time this wins.
Yeah. How was your
I think-
weekend, man? That we let's just open it up. What would you do?
I had
this
my
weekend?
first weekend off for
Really?
the first time in
Damn.
since beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
I want to say,
Nice.
so I was enjoying that.
So,
Yeah.
I
So,
didn't-
so what does Tay James do when he's got the time to do whatever
Actually,
he
no, I
wants?
take that back. No, I'm lying. I'm lying like hell. I'm talking.
We're
all right,
2
so
minutes in the show. You're already lying,
the
man.
week before this
like
was
my
my
last
first
relationship.
weekend off. This past weekend was my 10-year anniversary at my at the college I went to.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I graduated 10 years ago, and they have like a homecoming situation that happens.
What's the college?
what
again?
college is that?
I went to Hampton University.
Hampton.
Yo.
Right on.
The real HU, as you know.
Oh,
the real
hey.
HU, as we say. You know,
I heard that's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing. So I went to. It's like a historically black college. So like,
Right.
so at these colleges, homecoming's like a big thing. Like it's like
Yeah.
an event every year. You got people who are still going from class of '65, still pulling up. Like,
Damn.
like, you got people still coming back just to run into a friend or run into family that they know that went to the school.
Right.
And for mine, it was a 10-year situation. So everybody's coming back. I had a DJ, literally like 4 events in 2 days, like a skating party. Like, you know what I mean? Like these random events I did. And I flew back early in the morning Sunday. Here we are.
There you
Oh.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the schedule, back to traveling.
Yes, sir.
Alizay, what was your
Oh,
weekend?
man. I DJ'd, of course. I did from Thursday downtown. Friday, I did Revolt Summit was here.
Oh, yeah.
I did an event there. Saturday, I did a Halloween house party.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Classic Woodland Hills.
Woodland Hills.
You already
Shout
know.
out to the Valley.
Yeah, you already know. But nah, I mean, I was in LA,
Yeah.
so it was good,
And you do Supreme Team events, right?
I do I mean, I try to do as many as I can. Being from the East Coast, we kind of look at LA like it's just hustle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to tap in with as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Dainjazone?
Shoot, I went back to my old college as well. I
Oh,
haven't
look
been
at
back
that.
there.
College
since
reunion up in here.
2007. Yeah, man, it's crazy because Las Cruces, New Mexico. A lot of people don't even know where it is or that it even exists.
They couldn't
But
put it
that's
out
where I
on the map.
played. I played baseball there, and we didn't have our campus was extremely basic. Like we didn't have shit. 2007, they just the city just got its first Starbucks. Yo, behind So when I got there, I see some new buildings. I see a Panda Express. I'm like, oh,
They coming up.
Wow.
The glow up. Okay. She's leveling
Panda
up.
Express.
Look out, ASU. You know?
Those Panda Express porches are like the towel porches.
There's a long line at Panda.
Probably.
Probably the best Panda ever.
Yo, those employees are dedicated, bro.
Yeah. So and the baseball field, someone donated $1 million. So it looks incredible now.
Nice.
It looks.
That wasn't
dope.
you.
It was not me. And our locker room was way smaller than this room, and we had like high school lockers. That locker room now is the TV room for the team. They got a full on, like, it looks professional, incredible.
Nice.
So I'm happy for the school there. They make regionals. They've gotten better.
Dope.
So, and then I did this. It's called Rad Retrocade. It's a throwback arcade bar.
Okay.
So it's perfect for the city. They've been open 3 months. They've been killing it. So just reconnected with old friends. And then last night I did a Riot House, Scottsdale.
Oh yeah, how was
Nice.
that?
How was
man?
that?
Shout out to Cutswell, Diesel. It was fun.
That's how you
They got-
secure more
they-
bookings, fellas.
Uh-huh.
Pay attention.
They got
Shout
it
outs.
on lock over there. You know me, I'm a sucker for hospitality.
Of course.
Yeah.
Big hospitality was incredible.
Kind
And
of
I-
What kind of water did they give you?
Oh, they had some fancy stuff. I never seen it. It was like their own Arizona, like it was nicely bottled. I was like,
They
okay,
slapped it. They slapped a
Sonoma
nice fancy
Spring or
label
something
on
like
there.
that.
You know, with that finesse, that Euro step.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They put some Sonoma on there.
So I connected with Sprite, and from afternoon to night, we were just going.
Right.
We started out at Bottle Blonde, and shout out to MCB. He took care of us. Great hospitality from him. And then we went on to El Jefe to see Cutswell DJ. And I go back to my room, and Cuts was like, yo, if you guys want to get something to eat, because we could have ate at El Jefe. He's like, you want to get something to eat? We got the steakhouse. So I'm like, man, I'm not trying to be in a loud situation trying to eat. So boom, hospitality on point. Told Sprite, let's go to the steakhouse. They took care of us. And it was just a great experience. Dope guys, fun club. And yeah, that was my weekend.
Do you guys have a preferred water? We got in a bit of a debate on an episode. I gotta know.
I mean, like, what's the options here? What are we talking
Whatever
Well,
you
what do you-
prefer.
what do you-
Well,
I mean, honestly, it really depends. Sometimes it depends on the area you in. Like sometimes some
I love this answer
cities,
already.
Some cities you go to or some places they're not gonna
Yeah.
give you.
There's a shortage
Like, even
of
like
options.
you know when you walk into the club what type of water you're about to get. You know,
Getting arrowheads
Like, you already know where you
That's
already
a
know. Like,
fact.
you can like it's like come on now. It's like it's like this, it's like some clubs you might have in your ride. You might want a specific liquor, and then we don't have none of that. We got like Jack Daniels. All right. Let's run
We
it.
got
Like,
Patron.
Yeah, we got. Or
Fair
like
enough,
having
that's
Patron,
water for
like,
some
Patron.
people.
or like they don't have no Don Julio Patron. Like they'll have some other stuff that you never like. I can't even drink Patron. But I'm just saying like they'll have
Right.
some stuff
Exactly.
you never
Nobody
even
trying to drink that shit.
like you'll never even heard of. Like you just have to just run with. Like all
Right.
right, let me just run with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Then the club, you know what I mean? Like what? But me, I'm like a little Fiji, little Voss.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Little
Okay.
Perrier.
I see you.
Oh,
I see you.
okay.
Okay.
Rocks.
Okay.
Okay.
And now I'm good with my good Aquafina.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
what
Like,
you gonna
yeah.
get? Like sometimes,
Whatever I'm gonna
Respect.
get, I'm gonna take it.
listen, you
Right.
don't just want to go there and just have juice, the juice that's been sitting there for 3 days. You don't want to have that on the rider.
Right.
Y'all know that the flying around.
exactly.
Like, you over there looking at the lady like, come on, you ain't swap this out.
Yeah, no, it's
swap
the
this out
juice
for
they
your
set
boy.
up like at 10 p.m.
Yeah, yo.
And they haven't moved it since Friday.
Yeah.
Flutes, like,
It's been sitting there, right?
Yeah, we can't
guy-
swap this out.
It's got the pineapple crust ring on it.
A little foamy at the top. Like, nobody poured it. It just sat there all night.
The orange,
Yeah.
the orange juice pulp.
You
is
gotta give it
still
that
sitting there.
the little buffet
Nah, I
shake
just-
up to make sure.
I did a party in Montreal of all, like not Montreal, no, Quebec City recently of all places. And how was it, man? Like you can just tell like from like the girl, you know, God bless her, she was cool. She was like the girl that like kind of like picked me up from the airport, like my point person.
Right.
So like I'm thinking it's gonna be like an older woman or someone that's, you know what I mean, this girl's like 19, like like she fresh from the bar, just cleaning like fresh, like you know, do multiple jobs for the club.
She's
like
probably the lighting guy.
no, like she was a bartender. She was a
opening
hostess.
DJ.
She picked me up from the airport. Like she helped me checked in. Like she did everything. Like it's
Damn.
just like, man, like I get to the club and it's this massive, like, you know, I guess it's like an 18 to party, whatever, drink,
Okay.
like whatever, like a younger
Right.
club. No one told me like the format of the club until I get there. And it's just like, all right, no, this is clearly not an open format club tonight. This is gonna be straight EDM raging.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's all it's straight rage. That's all they want to hear tonight. I'm like, all right, cool, we can do this. And it's just like water. No, there's no water bottles. You can get water in a little cup. You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn.
It's like, I don't,
They give
like no
water.
rider, not done. Like you know what I mean? The sound system is like, he's just like, you got it. Like, you know, when like the worst thing not the worst thing, but like one of my pet peeves is like when you have like a rider and everything like that you're told, you know what I mean, here you go. You want the setup to be just that when you get there.
Yeah.
Like the last thing a DJ wants to do is start sweating because you got to unhook cords and your set starts in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no Serato box.
Right.
Or like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
shit.
pulling up and they have turntables and your rider says CDJs and you have no needles or records, but you got to figure this out.
Yep.
Or you know what I mean? Or they tell
About
you,
to be
you know
in
what I mean?
internal mode all night.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Sitting there, man.
Or even in vice versa, like you come there, you got no sticks or no CDs for the CDJs. Like now you got to figure out what you're gonna do if you don't have club kit. Like what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
And even if your manager says, please make sure all this stuff is there, they don't.
It's not guaranteed.
Yeah, no matter whether it's at the DJ level or the artist level, sometimes they just like, come on, like.
I've noticed this like in foreign, like more so like overseas, more so than in the States. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a lot of times it's like it could be a language barrier or it can just be like we don't care about any of that. Like you figure a lot of you now, like up in there, it's just like and there's nobody to help you set it up. They're just looking at you like make magic happen.
Make it happen.
Like,
No, you know what they
your
say?
point of contact is busy making drinks over there.
Right.
She's like, hold up. I'll be right with you.
You got 6 jobs. Like like you got 6 jobs doing this one job. Like you don't even want to bother her. Like you're just like, all right, let me go back. And
You
do
know
my
what they
thing.
say? They say it is not possible.
Yes, it is
It's
not.
not possible. I swear to God, we heard that everywhere.
The
where
same
it is not
accent, no
possible.
matter where you go.
But same accent. Yeah, they can be in Eastern Europe with like a Western Europe accent. When they say it is not possible.
Be in Venezuela.
I gotta
It's
give
not
it up
possible.
to Asia. Every time we did Asia, they were on point.
No, Asia's always on
Everything
point,
was
though.
like
Asia's
organized.
Yeah.
Europe, there's some.
They're more on
struggle.
point than you. Before you put
Yeah.
your bag out,
Yeah,
it's already, they have more. They have all the cords you need, updated.
You don't need-
know what
Right.
I'm saying?
You just
Like,
whipped your laptop out.
literally
You go
just
back
whip
to
your
get your
laptop out.
headphones and shit's already
It's already
connected.
connected. They already plugged it up for you. Guy looking at you like, hey, water,
Got your
towel.
first track.
When someone give you a towel, you already know you're in the right.
This is a girl you're gonna point out for the night.
that's
You
VIP
got her ready.
Yeah, this is literally like, you know, like when they have the towel and everything for you, that's when you know it's all set up right. Like, I love hospitality.
They put that shit in the microwave
I love
for 30
linking
seconds.
with like the owners. I love like hanging out with the promoter.
Such a big
Let's go.
difference,
Yeah, let's
man,
go
with
grab
hospitality.
dinner.
100%.
If possible. Let's do something
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? You always want to connect with somebody somehow, some way. If not, then there's like, what's the point of you even being there? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? And I'm so down to earth that like I expect to get the same thing in return. Like when I'm dealing with people. And yeah, that's really what you want is just some type of good, like, oh man, I have horror stories for days when traveling by myself. This went up and like it's not the situation you expected it to be, like, you know what I mean, like at all.
Yeah.
Just getting there, there's no car service or nobody there to pick you up. You gotta grab an Uber, figure it out. Get to the hotel room don't have your name or a reservation.
It's under the guy who booked
it's
it.
not even the
You
guy
don't
who
know his
booked it.
last name.
Or he could have forgot. Oh, we didn't put our card down. What? So I gotta pay for this
I
now.
gotta pay for it. You gonna reimburse
okay.
me? And
Now you know what's the worst thing they say.
forever to get that
when
reimbursement.
they say this happened recently, they say Uber back to the airport and we'll get you back.
Yeah, I never got back though. I never got that back.
Never got that back.
I've been there for 3 times.
I don't care if
Never
you have
got
a
it back.
manager, an agent or not.
3 times.
If
Hey,
they
you
don't
gotta
want to
get
pick
that
it,
last
what are you gonna do?
It's
Especially if
just
they don't rebook you, am I gonna chase you for $100 or $75? Like,
Oh man, like even like that's happened to me recently. And it's just like they never got me. They didn't never get back. Like it's been there all year. At least 6 times I've been there. I ain't never, 6 days.
hey man,
That's
remember?
like
You still owe me that back pay from.
yeah, it's about 2 years. It's a bunch of Uber rides back and forth, and I'm hitting them with the Lux car too. Just because you say you're gonna get me back, I'm gonna get the SUV.
I'm by myself. I'm by myself,
I got
right?
receipts and all that. You can play this game with y'all. You can get me back.
I'm gonna wait for 5 o'clock too, so the surcharge is up.
Let me get you back too. Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh,
I
let me
know
tip
that.
20. I ain't getting this
Yeah,
one.
but I say,
Exactly.
you know, I mean, all they had were SUVs. It was wild. Like the wait times.
It's crazy.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
You took an Uber last night, didn't you?
I did take an Uber last
Speaking
night
of weekends,
from
Mickey,
Pomona.
how was your weekend?
Look, segue, King.
On it.
Yeah. I took an Uber yesterday to and back. Hey, man, being responsible. It was like a
No, I appreciate you for that. I was just
$70 Uber. I don't have Tay's budget.
Pomona,
but,
yeah, Pomona.
It was on the X. So if I took a Lux, it was like a cool 200.
I ride X all day. What do you mean? I'm only doing this when they say I'm gonna get.
Oh, when you get it reimbursed, you're right. You're my bad.
No, if you're gonna give me back, well, I'm Uber X.
Yeah, no disrespect.
Diamond. Come on, you know what I'm saying?
No disrespect to Adam that booked me. They ain't reimbursing me that. No, last night. But I did Detox After Dark. It was usually a day party, but it was nighttime hours. It's kind of weird because it was more like that. It was 6 to 12. So it's like you can't really go like after a day club because it's wrapping up, and then you can't really go before.
But it's more like
club.
a social gathering, right? I mean, like there were people dancing because I feel like with club sets like that, like it's not like a nightclub. Well,
I don't really enjoy DJ booths that are like separated from the crowd so much.
That was crazy because
it's not just like 2 floors; it's like a 3rd floor.
Yeah,
and you're just kind of like overlooking this like line, like Soul Train line of tables going off, right? And don't get me wrong, like once it got going, the vibe was dope. If you're a single man, that was a great place to be that night, Halloween night. No shortage of flavors, but it was a good time. I was opening up for, or kind of segueing for DJ Vision.
Right.
Who I've heard him before, and it's funny, me and Ro were talking about it, but like I hadn't heard him on turntables, and man, like dude's just got this like energy. Like as soon as he hops on, he just goes for it, and his cuts were super clean, super fast. He killed it. I did kind of like the best I could do in regards to just like setting the energy right and going back and forth without stepping on his toes.
Right.
Yeah, we were curious because, like you said, every time that I've ever seen Vision, he's usually on CDJs.
Yeah.
So when I pulled up to the spot that he was DJing at, and I was like, oh man, I'm curious to see how he gets down on some turntables.
Yeah.
I got a question I'm gonna ask all y'all. Who's the first DJ to bust y'all ass at a party?
Bust my ass at a party?
You know what I'm saying? Who's the first DJ when you guys are like, oh man, or like you just weren't prepared for the situation?
What do you mean?
For example, I've been to parties and it's just like you had one idea in your head of how it was gonna go in your head.
It goes completely opposite. Completely goes,
or like you just weren't prepared, and then like another like the guy that was like I've been the opener DJ who had like to crush the DJ who was like the headliner. Like I've been that guy before,
right?
Yeah.
And like I had to come on before and after this guy, and this person just destroyed the floor.
Right.
And you got to figure out. And I've also been the guy that is the headliner, and whoever this kid is opening up for me is destroying me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for you to get off. Are you done? All right, cool. We got you. The first song he plays is like the best song, like Jesus made it. Like you didn't have this in your Serato at all. This is happening. I'm trying to say, like
that's a good question. I don't even.
That's a great question.
Yeah,
I would have to think about that. Yeah.
I mean, we've been in funny situations because when we used to do the show, right? Like we'd have, Z Trip, Craze, A Trip, everybody, right? And we were set up in a position, obviously different from a club environment, but we would be set up where we'd rotate like who opens, who closes. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes like, you're like, fuck, I gotta go on after Z Trip?
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Every DJ's like, every DJ
so what you about to do?
Every DJ looking at you look like hyenas out there just looking at you like, what you about to do?
Yeah, right.
You gotta come there correct. You gotta play Crazy in Love.
So I'm gonna just go with what I know, what I'm really good at.
Yeah. Better look around, catch a vibe.
Yeah.
You better find it out.
Can't read the crowd. Ain't nobody here. They all left.
This happened to me recently. So, for example, Alizay is my OG, right? He taught me everything about DJing. Since like I was 13, 14, like following him around, carrying his records, and like just learning how to be a DJ. It's one thing to get to learn the basics or whatnot, but it's another thing to like actually learn how to do a party. You can't do that just being at home. And before YouTube and all that, all we had was like the radio. Listen to the radio, try to mimic how a DJ would do it. So meeting him, I was able to carry his records and just be like a fly on the wall. So jump forward like now, 2019. He has he does the dime every Tuesday, and this in particular Tuesday he couldn't get back because he had a gig on the East Coast. He is like, yo, Tay, go ahead and do it for me. Like, mind you, he's been building this party up. This is his night. Like, this is the Alizay party. Like, people literally come here to hear him like spin like his type of style of mixing is just like it's so dope. It's just like, man, like you would think Like, you know what I mean? Like me, like with the caliber and this, like, you know, me, with everything I've been doing, like you would think it would be like an easy room for me.
Right.
I get in there and I'm just sitting there like, oh my Lord. Like, it's like, because you got people in there just looking at you, expecting me to be what this man, I can't do what this guy does. Like, I do what I do.
Alizay's getting texts.
No,
Alizay's on vacation in Cancun.
Hey, bro, where you at?
But you gotta say, it's not like I wasn't doing anything bad. It's not like it wasn't. It's just not what he does. Like, like sometimes as DJs, like we might get stuck in a way where you might get caught up hearing another DJ and be like, man, I need to be like, nah, like be you. Like, you gotta be you.
Right, 100%.
And sometimes you might not translate all the time in every room.
Right.
Like, and that's what you gotta respect and understand the craft. And like that's just you going back to the dojo, you going back and creating your style, making your style more inventive. And that was just like a shocking experience. Like it was just like, man, like this is definitely not how Alizay be doing it. Like,
to give our listeners a perspective, like the Dime is not a major club. It's a cool. It's like a
hole in the wall.
Like
not a hole.
Not necessarily a hole in the wall.
I think it's a landmark.
It's like a
really.
landmark.
Yeah, it's a landmark.
LA,
like,
pretty much.
People being there.
But it's a bar lounge type spot, and so when people in your face, like.
You see celebrities, you see athletes, you see everybody.
So everybody's
when they
DJ
want to
booth
get
is
away
right here in the
from
back.
Hollywood, they
but
go
people are literally standing in your face. So if you do something that's fucked up or people are not fucking with you, they look at they in your face. Like
Tuesday is just his night. Like
exactly.
Any other day of the week, I would have been fine. Tuesday, people are going there for a style.
And that's the crazy thing about it is the Dime is one of those spots that have something going on every night of the week.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of them spots that you really can't miss. No matter what day of the week you go there, you can't really miss.
Well, and you have a lot of crowds, right, who are now like kind of like, it's like when you step out the house and you're like, I'm gonna go eat this, and then they're closed. Yeah. And you're like, shit, now I got like I was waiting for that you know, Peruvian fried rice. Yeah. but they're closed on Mondays. I forgot.
Tuesday night, get
Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Got to. So for me, Tuesday is, and DC used to be a big night for us.
Okay.
I used to do a party Tuesday night. Our bar used to be like, I mean, it used to be crazy. But when I came here, I haven't really had a spot, a foundational spot.
How long have you been out here?
Been out here for almost 4 years.
Okay.
But this is the first spot that's like been like, yeah, you could do something and pick a night. And so I picked Tuesday. They looked at me like I was crazy. Like, you sure? I'm like, I want the night that nobody's doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So at least the people that come out, they're really coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dope.
We did. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say, so Tuesday, when I've got it to a point now where, you know, I'm from DC, it's I mean, I would say it's about 40-50% DC people in there every week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they're coming out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm able to build off of that.
Yeah.
And everybody else is kind of new. I just, you know, I'm trying to play different every week.
I'm always sketchy about like the cats that's coming in there because it's always hit or miss. It's
Oh,
always
yeah,
hit or
yeah, I
miss.
already
We get
know.
some cats that's in there and I'm like, really? And you know, they said that Cherry Poppin' is the spot that separates the talented DJs from the cats that's just doing it for the clout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And cats will come in there and just think that, because it's the staple, you know what I mean? Like, it's the spot
gonna
to
get
do
over.
on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We can go in there and do whatever it is. And I'm like, nah, this ain't it, bro.
Yeah.
This ain't it, you know what I mean? And I remember Alizay coming in and I was like, oh, I fucks with this cat. I fucks with this cat.
Yeah, I mean, I've been
and I don't say
DJing,
that
man.
about a lot of people that walk in there.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I know that as a DJ that I've learned about myself is that I have my own energy, style, all that. So when you go into a place, sometimes I used to, you know, like my younger self, I would go into something and I'd be kind of like doubting myself. But now as you know, as you get older, smarter, wiser, like, you know, your style is you one of a kind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So wherever you go, you're gonna shine. It's
Exactly.
as long as you put that work in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What do you think separates your sets? Because you've obviously heard a lot of LA DJs and LA DJs, LA Hollywood DJs really pride themselves in they have unique sets compared to the rest of the country.
For sure.
But it sounds like yours is just slightly
Well, I mean,
different than theirs.
I mean, I'm born in New York, raised in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So my foundation really is New York, but my foundation is DC too, because that's really where I was raised. And then since I've been out here, I've been studying everybody. You know what I'm saying? Right. Wherever I go, I'm studying.
Yep.
Wherever spot I'm in, I'm listening. oh, I like something, I might, take,
Right.
Shazam that, or I might hear someone be like, oh, I never would do that. Oh my God. Like, so it's like, it's really like I'm full study mode all the time.
And the real DJs, you see the real DJs studying too, because we always see each other in the club.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
100%.
In the back somewhere by the bar. Not at no table, really. This in the corner. You just really listening to another DJ, just seeing what's up. Like, you have to do that out here. Like,
we were just talking about that at that gig, like when Vision went on and a couple records in, like we were just like complimenting his use of the mic and
his mic presence
like
was stupid.
Literally like how he would let records breathe and not we were saying he'd kind of be more on one record than the other, like the side, but it's because just the way he would just stay on the mic, making sure, like walking people through records. And we were complimenting that and also still saying like how we would want to kind of bring that to our style, but also be a hybrid of our foundation, which I think is really what the LA style has evolved to. I've been a resident now. I play house for a couple months, so we bring them up all the time. But it's a tough ass room. My style of DJing has changed a lot. Like, and I only bring it up because Pharrell gave you the compliment that he gave you, and he's seen me play a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think he's told me like, yo, you did good, you did this, but like yesterday he actually texted me like, yo, you bodied that shit. Yeah, and I was like, damn, that meant a lot to me.
And I say that, and the reason why I say that is because we was drinking. We was drinking, and, you know what I mean. And I always say that, and I'm like, cats, they start drinking, and they start feeling themselves, and they think they sound one way, but then to the sober people or who are not drinking, they're like, what you call it? And I'm just like, I'm like, yo, he kind of, and my shorty, she even said it. She was just like, yo, he sounds, and again, she's come with me to hear him spin a couple of times. He was like, yo, he really did a good job that night. And like he said, because there was, because he was 3 stories high from the crowd, and it was almost like a little bit of a disconnection almost from them. He still had like the tables just like turned up, and I'd look down the stairs and I'd be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, we there, like we were, but we had a good time for what it was. You know what I'm saying?
I think that has a lot to do for us having this platform too now, because like as like you were saying, like we had people coming up actually like knowing us from the podcast, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, people are actually listening to this shit, and it's getting real. And then all the different advice that we've like kind of given each other and had opportunity to talk to people. Like I brought up the one dude who like came up to us like, I'm at when I was at Lock and Key, it was just like, yo, this is bad DJing, right? And I'm like, yo, like, why am I supposed to confirm that? Or how you feel? Like you gotta turn that off. And I think it just, I don't know. There's a different level of inspiration.
It's crazy too, but a lot of people, I feel like a lot of the audience now, their ears trained to a bad DJ. I feel like sometimes nowadays, because
that's fair. Yeah,
I just feel like I've been to some places and people be like, oh man, this is one of the best DJs in the city, and this guy's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, man, what am I listening to? But everybody, people love him. They love him. He's doing his thing. He got people buying tables.
Yeah.
It's like, who am I to say this guy's bad? Like, man, they looking at me like I'm terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I feel like with technology and with everyone having the same access to music, it kind of, I wouldn't say it made DJing like diluted. I just remember back when I got turntables, I was like one of like 50 people, maybe less than that, who had turntables. Like, you know what I mean? Like no one else had my music. Like it was like a whole culture of trading music. You would go there, like, I have this, I have that. What do you have? And then let's trade. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Let me get this. Like, you can borrow this for your party. Like that was a whole culture. Then you go to the record store and buy records. And then when CD players came out, it was like a whole, what collection do you have?
Exactly.
Like, it was a whole culture behind it. And I feel like now, I feel like people look at DJing where it's like, okay, cool, I see someone doing it at the club, I can do it, without really understanding that there's a whole thing behind just this DJ. It's just not playing a song and trying to make somebody dance and, oh, I see somebody playing this, or this is the Spotify playlist. No, it's a feeling behind it. And you really have to like tap into that, I feel like, first, before you can like take DJing seriously. You gotta love music first.
Yeah,
you gotta know some music first.
100.
You know what I mean? You gotta know some history, and then you can go down that the rabbit hole. Like honestly, you gotta know some DJs. You gotta meet some people. You just can't like, oh, I'm a DJ now.
Right.
Book me. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, book me. Like, what's up? Like,
so you still find yourself networking?
You have to network, man. Networking's, I want to say, man,
I mean, that event was networking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Beat Source event was
Beat
a straight
Source
network.
event,
Yeah.
Connected with DJs you've never even met before. But
DJ, like off my top of my head, I'm thinking DJ Spider.
yeah, Spider
Yeah.
homie.
Right.
I always see him. We always see each other, but I never get to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I think when DJs see you and hear your name, they think, oh, Bieber's DJ. He's got it easy. Bieber's his, ticket into doing whatever he wants. But they don't know that even when you're with Bieber around 14, you were still busting your ass to this day. You're still
Yeah.
getting you have an agent.
like, yeah.
You have a respectable name in the game. But you're not sitting back and say, get me bookings. Like, you're still out there.
Imagine going on a tour, like a world tour, and like doing after parties around the world, and then getting back and not being able to book one party
Yeah.
Right.
at all
Right.
anywhere, not in LA, not
That's
nowhere.
that's when I first came out.
And like, you know what I mean?
remember.
So
Okay.
it's just like, what do you do? If I was a DJ who my first opportunity was just a Bieber situation and I had no prior hustle
Yeah.
into this game,
Yeah.
then that would be a hard situation for me. That would be a hard pill for anyone to swallow.
Right.
But me, I hustled before I got with Bieber. I was hustling before then. Like, this is, you know what I mean? All right, cool. Well, give me a situation where I'm in LA. Okay, who are the cool people in LA? Or who, you know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
this guy went to college with me. He throws parties out here. Let me hit him up.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember what I did in college? You do a party, let me open up.
Yeah.
I don't need your check. I'll DJ for free. I'm on payroll. I don't need, you know what I mean? I have that backing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where I can tell a promoter, let me just DJ for free, and if you guys like me, pay me next time.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how I got my foot in the door. You know,
Yeah.
Supreme Team, first people to
Yeah.
give me opportunity.
Tuesday party
Yeah, it was a Tuesday party.
at Supper Club.
Supper Club, and then I did, remember, my God, well, you remember the club on the side of Supper Club, Premier? Supper
Yeah.
Club?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there was like a Las something,
Las Palmas?
Las
Las
Palmas.
Palmas.
Las Palmas.
That whole
Yep.
area right there.
Yeah.
So I got on, and I would open up for,
The old
Yeah.
LAX, the word AM
Yeah.
broke
Yeah.
out for those that don't know.
what's it called? I would open up for like BAD, Orator,
Yep.
like just,
Yep.
the LA DJs that are in the scene. I would open up for them and just do my thing. And I remember one of them couldn't, like, they got double booked or they couldn't do a party, and they're like, hey, do you want to close? Yeah, I want to close.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
wanna
Because at this
close.
time,
Yeah.
you understand, Bieber's not really, his music's not really in the club yet.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I
Young
mean?
too.
He's still young. He's 17. I think
Yeah,
he just
yeah,
turned
yeah.
18. I DJ'd his 18th birthday party in LA. Like, I think this just happened. So I want to say Boyfriend was probably like the first song that kind of crept in the club. And what I did was I took the acapella and I mixed it with Love Rants, Beat It Up.
Yeah.
Right, and that kind of became like a LA remix. Like, I would play this, and like that kind of helped my mixes
Mm-hmm.
in the club because I'm
Yeah.
playing stuff like people are looking like, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
you know.
The funny thing about
Different.
LA is it's hard to impress people in LA, especially your peers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's it? That's all you got? Like, so did you feel like, man, I'm on this world tour. I'm seeing shit y'all will never see in your life.
Yeah.
And I come back and did you still feel like people are looking at you like, so?
Yeah, because I did all that, and I moved from Baltimore, DC area to LA, so it's just like I'm not getting gigs back in DC really,
Yeah.
Right.
and because they can't really pay me what I feel like I'm worth. I just made
Yeah.
a good lump sum of money on tour. I get back to LA, I'm with the guy, and no one cares. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
who cares?
Right.
What? So it's just like, now I got to be a DJ.
Back
Right.
to work.
Now I got to get back to work.
Back
I
to
got to
work.
be a DJ
Yep.
again. Like, you know what I mean? I have to get back into the
Pavement.
And did you feel when you were on tour, you had a disconnect with those promoters and DJs, and you were like, damn, I got to like not start all over, but I got to rekindle the fire and I got to get back to talking to these dudes?
I didn't know. I'll tell you one thing it did help me with. I didn't know anyone really in LA by the time I got off this tour. Like,
Okay.
my first experience of trying to find promoters and all that was when I got off this tour. I had to figure it out.
And this is which tour, just so we can.
Believe tour.
Believe
I
Tour.
got to just figure out how to get in.
What year was that?
Man,
15.
15.
by the time I got off,
14.
yeah, I want to say 13.
Oh, that's the
14.
tour.
14, 14,
Rudy-
14.
was Rudy on that tour?
Yeah, Rudy was
Okay.
on. No,
14.
Rudy was on purpose.
Purpose.
So this,
Yeah.
I want to say, all right, matter of fact, I might be earlier than that, bro. It might be like 2012, I
Well,
believe.
we're talking about when you came back.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm saying, yeah, it might be. I guess I might have the time. No, guys, I've been on 3 world tours. I'm sorry, my time is just 3 world.
This is the Believe Tour.
Yeah,
This is the
let's
Believe
just say
Tour.
Believe Tour.
believe
Y'all
it.
can figure out the time.
believe
Yeah.
you.
But this is what this was. So it was Believe
Yeah.
Tour. I get off and it's like, man, I have to get in the club. And the biggest clubs were Supper Club and Playhouse. And Playhouse was at this time, you know, they had a dress code. I want to say at some point they wouldn't let you in if you know what I mean. This
Right.
is when
Yeah.
Playhouse play. You know what I mean? Like, so my homie was Igor was one of the owners of Playhouse, which is my guy, and he got me in there. Well, actually, Eli got me in there first. I became friends with Eli because Igor was just like, I don't know yet. I'm like, all right, you got to tour with Bieber. He's like, who cares? So I was like, all right, cool. Let me become friends. Let me link up with Eli. Eli was cool. He was friends with one of my big homies. And this is all networking, by the way. This is not no skill.
And
yet.
Eli's a VIP host. He doesn't have control of DJs.
And Igor was the general manager at the time.
So this is literally like, this is me just linking with people, building a relationship, and just trying to use the relationship to help me somehow, some way. Like scratching their back, they scratch my back. I met Eli at the Grove. I'm like, yo, watch out for me. Like, he's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get you some gigs. Yeah. Got me some gigs at Playhouse, and then I ended up locking down Playhouse. I had first, sold out Saturdays, one Saturday a month.
Listen,
like, and I remember them telling me like, yo, you and Don Cannon are like, you know, sell the most like bottles on the
and Jermaine Dupri.
And Jermaine Dupri, It was like some wild like number they were in, like, and that's how I got my name in. And then Igor was just like, yo, you need like an agency, and I'm like, who? What's an agency? I'm doing all my booking myself. Right. And one thing I would say is, after that Believe tour, though I didn't have no connections within the States, one thing I did build up was my connections overseas. So people I linked with back during that tour, which was almost 5 years ago, I'm still friends with to this day. Yeah. Like, we still do business to this day together. Right. And like the favors I did for them overseas allowed me to, you know, now these guys own clubs now. Now these guys own agencies overseas. Yep. And now, okay, cool, Tay, you coming back or you need some dates? Oh, I might have a Grand Prix event here. We got some money. Hey, you can fly you out. Cool. You just network and you just build off of that. Right. So that's one thing I would say touring did help me with, was building my connection overseas. So when things are slow here in the United States, okay, cool, what else do I do? Let me go overseas. Let me try to do an Australian run. Let me do an Asian run. Let me link up with Shah. Let me go down to Cancun. And do
big ups to Shah.
All the tropical areas in that area. Like, just try to, you know, you just have to link and figure it out. And that's what I feel like an agency helped me with, was just taking all my connections and like putting it together to make it look sense on paper.
Yeah. And I will say this, bringing up the Playhouse thing, because I'm sure you don't remember this, is that I used to open up a Playhouse all the time. And I remember opening it up for you, and they were telling me, they were like, yo, we got Tay James. And I was like, Tay James? I was like, Bieber's DJ? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I gotta bring Bieber's DJ in? I was like, okay. So there was two things. One, I think you had turntables at the time. Yeah. I think you asked for turntables, and you were the only DJ. So I've opened up for Jermaine Dupri, I've opened up for Don Cannon, all these guys, right? They all want CDJs. So I'm lying. Jermaine Dupri wanted turntables too. But most of the cats usually want CDJs. So I'm always like, oh, fuck, I gotta use CDJs. And I love turntables. So when I had opened up for you, and I was like, oh, turntables, hell yeah.
That's Alizay though. That's his fault though.
Oh, okay. I was like, all right. I was like, I already like this nigga. I was like, I already like this nigga. So, and then I was like, but then I think, you know, having the conversation with Igor and stuff like that, you know, just chopping it up with him, like you saying, he was kind of unsure, just being like, okay, he got off the tour.
You have to show and prove.
You got to show and prove, right? And then it's just based off of your reputation. So, and like you said, Bieber's music wasn't necessarily for that crowd, what they were asking for, right? So I was like, y'all really bringing Bieber's DJ in here? So, but again, not knowing anything about you, no one really knew anything about you, and just understanding that we were like, okay. But he came in and we were like, got it.
Like in DC, we used to DJ at a club. You can probably look it up on YouTube. They just did like a documentary. It's called Love. It was called Dream. Before that, it was literally the biggest club in the United States. And this club could hold up to, I've seen 7,000 to 8,000 people in this club. It was 4 levels. Wow. Yeah. This was the massive spot. This was my first residency ever. So before, like, I was doing this club, and then I got the Bieber opportunity, like, after graduating from school. So it was just like leaving that, taking what I learned from that, like big crowds, and being able, because I used to be scared to talk on the mic. I don't know about anybody else here. I figured all DJs were.
Yeah, at some point.
I used to be petrified of the mic. Don't let me touch it. And then, like, I used to have a mic guy come and do the mic and give him like $50 to $100, hold me down.
Right, hold me down.
One day he's like, I can't come tonight. And I'm just sitting there, and you got to figure it out tonight. How to talk on the mic. You got to figure it out tonight. And then you just go from there. I took that experience and went on tour. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I always had the club in me. I just needed the opportunity to do it. And, like, being on tour, you kind of forget how to DJ. Like, early with Bieber, I'm just doing pop music. And I get back to the club, I forgot how to do a party now. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what's hot. My music is dated. Like my mixes is old. Like my,
you know
what I mean? My little tricks aren't cool no more. You gotta
tricks are outdated.
You gotta get back to the dojo.
I need some new
man.
tricks.
You really gotta get back to the dojo, man.
So how did you figure out how to stay updated? Did you have someone being like, yo, send me some music, or like kind of stay consistent and stay relevant when you were on tour and then you knew that you were gonna come back into the States and do gigs?
Well, Believe worked out because Believe I started getting after parties like left and right because like overseas it was 18 a party.
Okay.
So for Justin it was easy for him just to come out and hang out now because now everybody here is your age group, now come party. So that helped me a lot because I was able to keep my music updated, and I was also at this time able to learn other genres of music other sounds of music from other cultures. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the first time I got introduced to UK grime. I never know nothing about that until I went overseas, or even like Dutch music, or even German rap, or even French rap. Like these are, reggaeton. These are it was so much Afrobeat. It was so much music house, or like, you know what I mean? It was so much music being played that you wouldn't really hear in the United States, but has its own scene overseas.
Yeah.
There was no streaming at the time. So you would, you know what I mean? Like, we were just talking about DJs that were like that will bust your ass. Like I remember doing a party, I won't say in Brussels, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of all places, like I'm in there DJing. I'm playing everything. I'm playing everything hot. I'm trying to play some house music I got. I'm trying to play some whatever. Trying to do everything I think just to get somebody to dance, Drake, whatever. Like I'm playing that Bieber, whatever. And people would just sitting there like, whatever, like cool. I'm playing Usher, bro. No one cares.
Like
bro.
That's cute,
right? So I get done. I get my little measly hour, right? The DJ's like, man, all right. Well, back to the real shit. Play some I lie you not. And the funny thing is, I don't even think he meant to say it in a way to like make me feel bad.
like disrespectful.
But at the same time, he wasn't.
It was back to it though.
It was back to it. I'm talking about he played a boom, top boom, but he went right back to that. Everybody went crazy. I'm talking about everybody went crazy, and I'm looking at my computer like, what is wrong with you? Like, why don't you have any of this music? Like, and you have to sit back and take that one.
Well, did you ever feel when you were? Well, did you ever have to open for Bieber before he performed 2 or 3 songs? You ever experience people staring at you? And you're hitting them with the hot tracks, and they're just like, man, Bieber doesn't get on anytime soon. Like no one's giving you energy or anything. They're just staring at you, just waiting for Bieber. You're like, all right, well, this is gonna be a long half hour. This is gonna be a long hour because they ain't here for me
at all. Like they're not screaming Tay James. They're screaming. I usually only notice that like in what's it called? Like overseas countries, like Asian countries, a lot of times, because a lot of times their culture is. We don't we stand up and we sit down and we clap at the end in between performances. So like, I was doing it like I'm sorry, get up and dance. Everybody's kind of like
Japan, and be like they'll cheer when the song's over, and then quiet, dead silence until the next sound is hit.
Yeah, like that's part of their culture though. And you gotta
right.
It's no hyping coming over here from me. Like nothing I say or do, I can play. Like I said, I can play the song produced by God, featuring Jesus, man, and it's not gonna move nobody, man. Like, they're gonna look at you like no, don't worry. Then there's been times where it's just like even like some French events that we've done, or in France, like it's like the language barrier.
Yeah, right.
They don't understand. They just know the English that's in the song sometimes.
Right.
And so they sing along to what they know. Right. And like if I'm up there trying to talk to them, they're not understanding anything I say at all. So it's
you better start singing some songs.
Did you ever feel like you were playing more for Bieber, like making sure he's comfortable and happy, just to make sure he hangs out and enjoys himself, as opposed to the crowd?
Plenty of times I've done it, because at the same time, like as a DJ, your job is to make sure the client's happy at the same time. Like you got to make sure the main person who's here, you got to make sure he's happy. And we might be in a club where they don't usually play hip hop, but we're playing hip hop all night tonight. Like, you know, we're gonna go do all hip hop, and sometimes that's what you got to do. Especially, this is my man. I'm gonna do whatever. We taking over the club tonight.
So you were there for the Chris Lake situation. You
went into the booth? I was there for that. That was a wild story, man. And I just asked him. I asked him. I was like, man, like, can you please play some hip hop for us? And he's like, I know he doesn't have it, like, cause it's not his style.
Yeah.
And you know, what I mean, whatever happened, as you guys saw.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I ended up DJing. Like, you know, he had to stop his set, and I ended up DJing, and we went back to playing hip hop, and that's what happened. Like,
there you go.
What'd you you DJ'd Bieber's wedding, right?
Yeah.
Now, what did you play?
Man, that was a good one.
What would you play?
What would you play? Yeah, right. Exactly. That's a good question.
Well, so I mean, the night before he had like a reception type party situation. like like a meet and greet, everybody hanging out, friends and family hanging
Right.
out. And I kind of kept it cool, bro. I played like a lot of like the early 2000s type vibe.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like the Nellies, the Lights, Camera, Action, Mr. Cheeks, like you know, what I mean?
Okay.
Good feel, like music that even like Gap Band, outstanding
Stuff
like,
that's danceable.
Frankie Beverly,
Yep.
Poison, like you know what I mean? Because you
Right.
got to understand not only do you have Bieber and like Haley and their friends there in that age group, you also got like
Yeah.
their parents there.
Yeah.
Right.
So you gotta Michael Jackson, you gotta go into these classics and somehow make it all make sense for everybody.
Right.
Like Cupid Shuffle, one of the biggest records. Like, you know what I mean? Like line dances that you don't I haven't played in years will work right now.
Right.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then you mix that with the new stuff and you just kind of create the vibe. And then with Justin, the reason why me and him are so dope, I know songs that he likes that I don't think other people know that he likes. So I can just like for his wedding, for the actual wedding, like the reception, like for that, like I'm throwing in records that I know me and him know that he likes and no one else
Yeah.
knows. And like that makes him feel better. And it's just about making that person feel comfortable in that environment. And yeah, it's kept it easy and neutral, bro. Everyone loved it, bro.
Yo,
Give us 3 records that we might not think Justin likes that he likes.
Yeah, take your time. We can edit this. We can cut this shorter if you need to.
I got one. Still Ray, Raphael Sadiq.
Okay.
Oh,
ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best one.
ooh, that boy too young to know about that record.
That's a good record right there. Man, Q, Q. He had a song called OG Bobby Johnson.
yeah.
yeah.
He has a song called Money, which is
I know that
banger.
track.
That's a good record right there. That's a favorite.
Okay,
That's a good
Justin,
favorite.
go ahead.
Tupac. Tupac's his favorite artist. Changes. He loves Changes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep your head up.
That's what's up.
He's a big Tupac fan. Like,
Dope.
he'll sing. What's the acoustic record? Thug's Mansion.
Mm.
Yeah.
Play the guitar. You got a video like that of him playing the guitar and singing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next? 2020 is around the corner. We're assuming Bieber's going to go back on tour. He's going to do his thing. You're going to be with him. I mean, is that? Are you guys trying to work out another world tour?
I mean, like with him, how he's so big of an artist. I feel like he's only touring when he dropping new music, which makes sense for him. Like when
Gotcha.
you're a superstar that big, like it only makes sense to
Yeah.
drop new music. And
That's
then-
so crazy. Like you really can't name any other artist. Like maybe Drake can just not make music for 4 years, or it's been 4 years.
damn near.
Yeah,
almost.
4 years, and then
And still
just
be
be
relevant.
like, I think if I want to put out an album, I can do it, and I'll still sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
feel like
mean?
he might be the only male
He doesn't have to put out an
artist,
album.
like
Yeah.
the only male artist that's like that's like icon, superstar, pop star, all that, like all three, like
Right.
now, hitting you in all different angles. And like when he comes out, we come out swinging. That's how we usually
Of
do
course.
Right.
it.
Do you
know what
notice a change because he's getting older in his audience? Like, do you see? I guess when he, obviously when he first hit the scene, there was a
Mhm.
lot of younger
Mhm.
girls.
Mhm.
This is your people, I guess, in their early teens, preteens, stuff like that. Do you feel like that audience, his audience or his fan base is starting to get a little older? Like people in their early 20s maybe appreciating his music? Or do you feel like there's still like the 13-year-old girls that still like it? Because I will say this, I do bar mitzvahs a lot, and a lot of the young people don't fuck with, or it's a cliche to fuck with his shit. I want to say, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, it's just this area, like y'all from Calabasas don't want to fuck with him because whatever. Y'all may know him because he apparently he has a house out there or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So I don't want to assume that because this area just doesn't fuck with his shit, that's what the masses out there across the globe.
Nah,
what you-
Before you get to answer that real quick, and I'm just assuming, right? But like, I went to Purpose tour actually, San
Mhm.
Diego, and I felt the shift happen between Purpose and the tour before.
Well, Jack, you pretty much
Not-
I think it
changed the
it's-
fan base, right?
It kind of started before that, and it started. I feel like it started with journals. We did journals in the middle while we were on tour and Believe, and journals was an all R&B project.
Yeah.
Right,
And people started listening to journals when Purpose came out.
right,
People went back and started listening to like, oh, this guy did a whole R&B, and this guy, bro, like literally, if you go back, he had Chance the Rapper early. He had
Yeah.
Right.
Future and him early.
Travis.
He
He was on Travis Scott's
had,
album
like
too.
Travis Scott early. Like we have like he's doing records with
He had a track with
artists.
Nas.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
he's doing records. Nas and Raekwon and
Yeah.
Kanye. Like, you know what I
Kanye,
mean?
yep.
Like, he's doing records with people early, and
Yeah.
Like before, like, you know what I mean? Before, like, the
Oh,
wave was
J
the new
Balvin.
R&B. Yeah, like.
J Balvin got on his
Even
song.
Despacito, bro. Like, you know,
Right.
one of the most streamed records in history. Probably the most streamed record. Like, it's not about just being cool in the United States or just being cool in Calabasas.
Yeah.
We're talking about being the man around the world.
Right.
Like, like, you know, what I mean, he's doing stadiums around the world. Like,
Right.
there's really no male artist doing stadiums like this
Around
around
the world,
the
yeah.
world. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he was really the first dude also to even change the merch game.
yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like I mean,
Big time.
you could give credit
Trendsetter,
due
like, you
to
guys-
Kanye,
yeah.
but like yeah, the
It's
way
just
he
like, you know, like even his stage, like, you know what I mean? Like when he comes, like every time we come, we coming with a whole new wave. And like this new project that he's about to drop like it's probably some of the best R&B I've heard. I've heard in a minute, and it's needed. Like it's really needed.
Hold on, man. Did we just get an exclusive right now?
I don't know. You got some tracks you can play for us, though?
Yeah, you got that, right? The camera's
You got some
rolling.
tracks you can play for us?
These guys. So,
You're like,
so
hold on,
we're
man,
about to
hold
wrap
on.
this up.
Don't get
It's
too
not exclusive. It's
Tay-
on Instagram. You guys can see this for yourself. It's not
okay.
me. I'm
Tay
just
James
saying.
about to drop
You ain't got
Bieber's
that-
album right
yeah,
now.
but we ain't
so
got the
listen up.
we ain't got the CDQ.
No, like, I just.
What do you? So let me ask you this: what dynamic or what demographic that you think that this new project that he's about to release is really going to affect?
It's gonna be the world. It's always
Really?
the world.
And you mean like all
It
ages?
doesn't matter.
across-
Anything he does is gonna touch the world, regardless.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
when I went to the show, I seen mothers,
Mm.
and I'm talking about like 17, 18. I'm talking about it looked like they sisters.
And you see
Right.
guys now.
Yeah.
More and more guys, even more because guys want to be like.
Hey, I took the heat for years for like telling everybody, yo, you guys like Justin's like that.
And
kid,
now he
like,
just
he's
got married. Like,
Right.
It's like sky's the limit.
gonna speak to you.
Yeah.
Think about
Hey,
it, like,
listen,
think about-
I ain't
you know,
mad at it.
Think about, like, you know, think about style, man. Think about music. Think about how things have been, like how he pushes the cultures forward. Like, you know what I mean? He embodies it, and you see it. Like, and even now with the music that he's doing, he's more mature, and his voice is so more mature, and it's just like the topics he's gonna hit are just what is needed, and people have been waiting for that. Right now, like when I was talking to him when he played me the album, it was just like, yo, like the world is, you know, right now we don't know who's hot, we don't know who's number one. Like so many people fighting for this so-called number one spot. Like when you come back out.
It's yours.
It's like it's clear.
undeniable.
Like,
Side.
we're like everybody got to stop. Everyone gets put on hold, man.
So I gotta ask, he did just put out an Instagram post. By the time this airs, will be at a different number, but
yeah,
20 million likes before Christmas.
yeah.
He puts out an album.
That's what
We're
the man
we're
said, man.
approaching
We gonna-
10 million.
Yeah, well, that's what the man said. We're gonna wait. We're gonna,
Yeah,
you know,
we'll
the world's
see.
gonna
We'll
see.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll end it with this. What's next for besides the Bieber stuff? What's
Yeah.
next for Tay James in the end of 2019, coming up in 2020? You know, what's next for Tay James that you want to spread to the people and let them know that
Gotcha.
you got your hands on?
Well, I've always been in like the production side of music.
Okay.
You know what I mean, I work with Justin in the studio like numerous of times. Like we've collabed. What's it called? Like right now, I just started managing this group. Their name is Moharan. They're from Memphis.
Okay.
They're twins. Sing R&B, pretty dope.
Nice.
I've been working with them since November, December last year, and yeah, we doing our thing. They're killing it. They're dropping a project at the end of the year. They're going on tour next year. And
What's the name of the project?
I think they're still trying to figure out the name
Okay.
for that situation, but they just dropped a single called Enemy. You guys can check it out.
Dope.
But they're killing it. They're dope.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I want to start doing is using my influence. And I was gonna, I mean, every like, oh, Tay, you should drop a single. Like maybe not. Like I don't, you know what I mean? If it makes sense, it makes sense. But
Right.
I always feel like there's always, you know, there's always a time and place for everything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You don't
and,
force anything.
DJs got to understand that, like, sometimes you can't do what Martin Garrix does. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to do what you do. And, like,
Exactly.
you got to figure out what your niche is in this
Facts.
situation and then be nice at that thing.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, I'm just going to keep on going and keep on doing what I'm doing. Like, more events, more corporate events. Keep on maintaining my connections and like linking up with good DJs like you guys, and
Oh,
just,
come
you
on.
know,
Hey,
that's
come
all
on.
it's. But that's always what it's
Give
about.
us some.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to pass the ball around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to link up.
100%.
You got to hang out. You got to make sure people know that you're not like a weirdo. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're not a big hit individual. You got to come. You know, you got to come
Yeah.
hang out, guys. And
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna be doing. And yeah, that's about it.
100%.
Yeah, Alizay.
Oh, me and Alizay got to do this college dinner party since this is coming out later. Y'all gonna see it. Me and Zay got to do this college dinner party, Halloween party on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, Alizay, what you got coming up? Well, we definitely people definitely need to come by. No cap.
No cap.
Big.
I like that. I like that.
People definitely need to come out to the Tuesday party.
Oh yeah, that's
Dime, if you're in
That's a
LA.
done deal.
Nah, tell them about the IDK record you just
So my resolution last year was to, I've always delved in production, but I was like, I never placed anything in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this year I placed 2 records, but the latest one was IDK featuring Burna Boy.
Yeah.
It's called it's called December.
That's
Right
what's
on.
up.
So it's on
big playlist right now.
it's
Dope.
they're gonna shoot a video in Africa. It's gonna be it's probably gonna be IDK's biggest single. But yeah, this year I've been, for me personally, I just been trying to just get better, just with my DJing, production, person, everything. I'll be 40 next year, so
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Don't even look
so
like it.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like I'm gonna be like the new 40-year-old like DJ. I am. I feel like there's nobody like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is a lot in store. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before we get out of here, I got to give flowers to my guy in El Paso, Jason Craig, who helped set up my trip to Las Cruces, the big part of it. But he told me a story about you back in the Project Spin Artist days. And this was at Infusion Lounge. And he said he was there, and he's like, and he had heard about you through the MikiDz show, and he went up to you, humble, just cool. Like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Jason. Are you Mickey? And you're like, yeah, that's me. I was like, whoa.
That sounds about right.
That sounds like my man.
That sounds about right.
That could have been my man. And then he was like, oh shit. Oh, okay. I just want to introduce myself. And you were like, all right, cool. I was like, damn. I was like, I apologize for
my man
guy.
on the spot like that, man.
He was going to it.
What happened? What?
Hey,
Did you see how this episode was like really like real nice, and then like I
wanted to. I forgot early in the episode to give Jason his flowers, but I remembered that story.
Way to end this
That's your
episode.
boy.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, man. Cool.
Got you.
Thanks, man.
Got you.
Thank you for giving me a shot on the show a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I traveled all the way to Baltimore and got back to me.
Yeah, I forgot to ask who got that to you because I'm always curious to know who's listening.
No, my homie was also a DJ. We both started DJing around the same time. We went to high school together. He's a fan of the show. He sent it to me. He's like, yo, do you know these guys? I'm like, yeah, these the homies. He was like, yeah.
What's DJ name?
Infamy. No.
shit.
Infamy was his first DJ name. You know when you have. What was your first? My first DJ name was.
This is a great conversation.
Night Train.
Dainjazone.
Night Train. You're the original Night Train.
Night Train?
Dark skin.
It's funny. Night Train just dropped me off.
Oh, right. That's my boy. So my first one was Night Train. I had DJ Display. Let me display to y'all my talent.
Oh, shit.
And then I remember it was a DJ named Jay Claxton from Baltimore who we both know. He was a dope DJ. We're probably he's one DJ that would never he never dropped records. Like he would blend from song one to the end of his set. Everything was a blend.
Well, some people aren't fans of that.
I'm just saying, like, I feel you, like, but at this time, like, it's just like, it was very, very interesting to me as a kid watching him, because I would go watch him, then I would go see him.
Well, that's
And it's two different- it's two different
interesting
belts.
out there because everyone dropped, right? That was the thing was
It
dropping.
more Baltimore side.
Baltimore, because Baltimore comes, we had our own
You
sound.
guys had that B-more sound.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
more club music. So,
Gotcha.
like,
More, yeah.
but like for me to see him do that, I'm talking about from like, you know what I mean, really watching a party and he's really just blending. Like,
Right.
he wasn't the most talented scratcher. He didn't really do none of that. He
Yeah.
didn't really care for
Right.
scratching, but he's blending his ass off. Like,
Right.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Seamless.
And then I go see him and it was like a whole nother like belt, like a guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a whole other belt that he had. Like, what belt is this? Like, it's like a whole style of DJ you never
Like a
learned.
whole
It's
different
like,
catalog
it's
that you
literally
just
like
put
Kung
together,
Fu,
yeah.
guys.
You
It really
gotta
is
start.
just like that. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta learn different shit.
Yeah.
So I watched him. I was like, man, that's what I'm trying to be like. I'm gonna stay right here. I just gravitated to him.
Dope.
Alizay, did you have any other DJ names?
No, only
Straightforward.
because my name is Isaiah, so
Okay.
Tupac.
I was about to say
Mobb
Tupac
Deep.
was all about that. I was like, you
Yeah,
must
so I
have
mean,
a lot of drops from Tupac.
I touched my first turntable in '92. I was 12, but '94. I'm trying to figure out names. Mobb Deep, Tupac, L. Cool. Everybody saying Alizay.
Yeah.
Everybody called me Zay.
Right.
So I was just like, man.
That's passion.
And then you had the alcohol, Alizay. So
Yeah.
right.
And I mean, I ended up getting sponsored by them, but they were lame. I can say that
So
now
it wasn't
because
on brand.
my life, I wanted to outlast them.
Right.
And I feel like at this point, like coming to like this end of a decade, going to 2020, yeah. So I mean, that's how I look at it. I look at things in decades because my birthday is I'm born 1980, so 0 is always the start
0.
of a, you know what I mean?
I'm on a 5, so I look at it the same way.
So I mean, this decade, I feel like a lot of people are setting themselves up for to go to the top. Some people are setting themselves, they don't even see it as like you know, some like the rude awakening is coming.
See, I look at every Jordan model as my year. Like I was born on the 1, so it kind of
everybody
full circle.
Everybody has a way of seeing it.
Now that I'm humbler, and
I'm glad you're more down to earth, Mickey.
We're gonna ask Jason that.
Everybody gets party. Everybody drinks that tea a little bit here and there. You get hot. You did 3 parties. You hot.
Yeah.
So I heard
yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, we've all been a victim of coming off arrogant because I think you were setting up for your gig too.
Speak
So
for
your
yourself.
mind's probably on the about
at the time I was running shit at Infusion. I probably in my bag, like being the dick.
I know.
No, but I know. Look,
But don't you hate when somebody try to ask you 1,000 questions when you try to get your shit together? Like,
Yes.
yo.
the worst is while you're DJing, they say, "What's up? I'm a DJ. Oh yeah, I DJ too." It's like, well, if you DJ, you wouldn't be talking
You
to
wouldn't
me
be talking
right
to me right now, bro. You know better than that
Don't you
situation.
hate that? Like,
man.
you're like, bro, stop.
no,
like, really
legit.
stop.
At Detox, some guy comes up to me, right, and he's like trying to flex on me, and I'm trying to like start set up. He hands me $40 to play this like song, right, and I'm like, all right, cool, like whatever, like let me figure out whatever the situation is. And then he takes at me as me brushing him off. So he hands me another dub, and I'm just like, yo, like keep your money. Like it's not about the money. Like I don't need your money. Like
you know what that money brings?
Huh?
It brings them entitlement. They think
Well, exactly. So that's why I don't like accepting that shit. Matter of fact, I left it behind, and then when we got to go eat dinner later, Sammy Sam was with me, and he goes, "So you got dinner paid, right? Because you got that 60." I'm like, bro, I left that shit in the DJ booth.
There's been times this guy put 100. Oh, let me grab that 100, bro. We don't need that 100. I need gas. gas.
Put my pride aside.
Buy me a pair.
No, don't get me wrong.
it all depends on the song. It's something where it's like,
that makes sense.
Oh no. It makes sense. I just wasn't set up, so I didn't want to give him that that empowerment. So I just let it go. But then when we ordered that, second order tenders and whatever, like you're like, fuck, I should have the 60 on me. But anyway,
It's happening. It's happened though. Like you know what I mean. Like, or I hate when somebody pokes. Like the poking. Like don't poke me. Like, don't poke me ever while I'm DJing.
Put your
Don't ever
in real life
me.
or in Facebook.
I don't want nobody in my DJ booth.
Don't
Like
poke.
the first 10 minutes of me DJing, nobody in my booth with me. Like get out of here.
Yeah.
Like let me get adjusted. Let me look at the lay of the land. Let me see how stressed I'm gonna be today. Let me figure it out. Let me do like a risk. It's like a risk assessment. You really got to do it real quick. Like
the worst is when somebody talking to you in the middle of a mix. Like you're trying to listen.
Yo, did you watch the funny episode? Did you watch Power this weekend? No, I didn't. About Power. I'm trying to mix Mariah Carey right now.
I've been trying to give people the benefit of the doubt because they just unaware. They don't even realize that you're mixing the track. You know what I mean? Especially, it's one thing if another DJ does that shit, then that's worse. But you're
like your homies are cool. Like your homies, their homies get it. You get your homies.
If
whatever.
someone else is coming up to you trying to have a conversation, they just don't realize that I'm in the middle of actually physically mixing a track. I'm doing a transition right now.
At Ride House, I felt bad at Ride House.
And they get mad at you.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that?
They don't get it.
What?
I had an old promoter friend come up to me at Ride House while I was DJing. I haven't seen this guy in like 10 years. And he's like, "Yes, what's up? How you been?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, man, things are great." But I'm like,
clearly,
yeah. But I have to like keep the music moving at that point of the night. And I felt bad. I'm like, fuck, I want to talk to this guy, but I can't have a conversation with him while I'm doing my thing. Yeah.
Oh, I got one. I know we gotta go, but I got one good one for you guys. This happened to me this past weekend for homecoming, and I really had to talk to my friend who was throwing the party. I was like, "Yo, you guys got to start, promoters and club owners out there, start caring about the DJ, man. Like, make sure the booth is, good. Like, make sure the equipment works. Like, make sure I have a monitor.
Why is that always?
You know what I'm saying? Make sure. Like, why is this like you guys? It's like sometimes people focus. it used to be the DJ was the main focus, because if the music's good, everything else is gonna fall right into place.
Yeah.
Now people just care about the money, the bodies coming in, like they're not the sound and all that's the last second. So I'm doing this party. My homie hired my one little homie to bring he said he was supposed to bring the equipment. Like, so me knowing what is going on here in Hampton, let me just call him to see what he's bringing. Oh, yo, what are you bringing, bro? Like, what equipment? Like, just give me a heads up so I'm prepared for my day.
All right.
Yeah.
He's I'm bringing some controller, like the DDSXS, whatever, 2.
Yeah.
I looked that thing up online. I said, oh, my Lord. So he gets there. I guess he must have had something leaning on top of the controllers. Now one of the channels don't work.
Oh, shit.
The crossfader is bleeding bad, and he's looking at me like, I can rock off this. Why can't you? What do you mean? Why can't you, bro?
About that.
Why I can't rock off a hot? What you rock off of? Like, what sounds good to you in your room? It's not how I'm gonna DJ, bro. Like, I like, you know what I mean?
The level of professionalism is mind-boggling sometimes.
So like, I'm talking to both of them. I'm like, you guys need to start. Like, how much? I'm like, bro, like. You DJ for fun, like extra. You make some extra cash. You're a pharmacist. You really don't do this forever, like for living. Like I do this for a living. Like, you know what I mean? You make money. You can't spend $200 getting this fixed. 1, 2. Why did you hire him to bring this shit all the way over here? You know damn well I'm coming into town. This is my 10-year anniversary. You know what I mean? It's my 10 year. I really had to talk to these guys like this. I had to tell them both, because I'm not mad at you, really. I'm mad at this guy for even.
You ain't better than us because you DJ for Bieber.
You allowed this shit to happen.
You ain't better than us because you DJ for Bieber.
That's what they kept on trying to hit me with. Like, they tried to hit me with all that. None of that. No. That doesn't make sense. No.
You know they gonna hit you with.
They try to hit me with all the smoke and mirrors. No. This is the basics. This is called basics.
I let you copy off me, man. You
like common sense.
I let you copy my test, bro.
You wasn't drinking Fiji water then.
No.
It was cool with the tap water.
Like, I remember when you was
that
drinking
was a fireball night. That's a fireball, you know, what's it called? Irk and jerk night. That was one of those, back in the day. Captain Morgan.
Jeez, man.
For Loco. I'm drunk. But basically, I had to sit there, I had to sit them down like, guys, come on now. Like,
Team
you guys could have spent $400, $500, rent some sound. This guy don't have to bring nothing. He could have used what we would have, everybody happy.
Right.
You got 3 DJs mixing. You think all of us going to use this guy's broken controller? And you expect the party to be on point? Like, I said, nah, that's not how we doing this today.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No. Internal mode.
Nah.
Q. Blend.
Blend.
Over. Drop.
Plus, minus, plus.
What's that? The sync button?
I heard about the sync button.
Man, we all been there. He's just like,
100%.
Okay.
You just gotta do what you gotta use with. Hey, but Tay James, Alizay, man, we appreciate you guys for real, man.
Appreciate it.
For
Thank
real,
you guys.
man.
Thank you guys for having us.
Of course.
100%. No, we gonna link up at the Dime.
Oh yeah,
sure.
we pulling up.
We pulling up.
Dime. Pull
You know
up.
what I'm saying? Come get some of them vibes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So we're wrapping up episode 20.
Episode 20 in the
Episode
books.
20.
Yes,
MikiDz
sir.
Podcast. DJ City.
Yep.
DJ City.
Source.
Shout out to Beat Source.
Beat source.
I almost threw up a Beat Source gang sign. I'm sorry. I'm just getting I'm in the moment.
Yeah, don't do that.
Hey. But that does it for us.